Hi there, thanks for watching this video. I'm Lisa. This is a deep stretch for the hips. So this is a nice class to do at night or after work. You will need a blanket and 2 blocks for this class. So gather what you need and let's get started in a child's pose. So make your way towards the back of your mat, big toes together, knees nice and wide, bring your bum towards your heels, and then reach your arms forward. Allow the forehead to relax down on to the floor. And let's take a moment here. Take a big breath in here, inhale through the nose. And exhale, let it go. Start to press down into your hands, shift your weight forward, make your way into a tabletop position. So shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and tuck your back toes here. And start to extend your right leg back behind you, bring it to a hover, flex your foot so toes are pointing down, and then bend your right knee. So knee is about hip height here. Think about the low belly pulling in and up. And then bring your right knee out to the side. Think about a puppy peeing on a fire hydrant and lower it down. Keep the right knee bent and lift the knee up. Take it out to the side and down. So just creating a big hip circle here with that right leg. Keep it going and feel free to make it a little bit more fluid. So just a nice big hip circle. 2 more just like this. And next time the knee is down, pause, and let's go in the opposite direction. So the knee will come out to the side first, then back, then down. Side, back, down. Good. Keep going. Let's do 3 more big circles. Make it nice and fluid. And next time the knee is out to the side, pause, extend through your leg, place the right foot down on the floor. So the toes are pointing towards the front of your mat. Tuck your left toes and then start to shift your shoulders in front of the wrists. Lean forward and then rock back. Think about your bum going towards that left heel. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, rock back. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, rock back. Bring your bum towards the heel. Feel free to stay here. Feel free to untuck your left toes, bring the bum towards the heels, and make your way into a half child's pose here. If this is not comfortable for you, you can lift back up into that tabletop position. We're just looking for a nice stretch through this right inner thigh, so wherever you feel that is the right place to be at. Last breath here. On your next inhale, start to shift your weight forward, shoulders over wrists, and then rebend into that right knee. Find your tabletop position. Let's do that on the left leg. Extend the left leg back behind you, flex your foot, bend the knee. So knee is hip height. Take your left knee out to the side, and then lower it back down. Big hip circle for the left leg. Take it back behind you, out to the side, and lower it down. Good. Keep going. Move at your own pace. Take 2 more big circles here. And next time the left knee is down towards the floor, reverse your circle. So knee out to the side, back, down, side, back, down. Take 2 more here. And next time the knee is out to the side, hold the knee up, extend through the left leg, place the foot on the floor. Take an inhale, start to shift your weight forward. Exhale, send your bum back towards that right heel. Inhale, shift forward. And exhale, go back. One more, shift forward. Exhale, go back. Let's hold this position, so feel free to untuck the right toes, bring your bum towards that right heel, and relax the forehead down. Just looking for that nice inner thigh stretch on the left leg in this half child's pose position. One more breath. Start to shift the weight forward. Come back to tabletop. Rebend into that left knee. Bring your bum towards your heels. Come to a kneeling position. And then shift the weight off to one side. Swing the legs forward. Come to an extended leg position. So sitting nice and tall here, toes pointed up towards the ceiling. Bend your right knee, knock the knee over. Extend your left foot out to the left side. So maybe 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. on a clock if you think about a clock. And sole the right foot to your left inner thigh. Left palm up, start to slide your left hand down your left leg, the inner edge of the leg. Gently press into the leg to open your chest, and then reach that right arm up and overhead, reaching right fingers towards left toes. Chest is open here. Revolved head to knee pose. So to lift your torso, plant your right hand somewhere behind your right hip. Sweep the left arm up and overhead. At the same time, pick up the hips. So we're coming onto the right shin here. Squeeze your bum, press the hips up. Really reach through left fingertips. Slowly lower your bum back down towards the floor. Slide your left hand down the leg. Right arm up and overhead. Find that revolved head to knee. Lift the torso, plant your right hand, sweep the left arm up and overhead, pick up your hips, stretch and reach. And exhale, slowly lower down. Great. Switching legs here. So extend that right leg out to the side, think 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. Take your left sole of your foot to your right inner thigh. Right palm up, slide the arm down your right leg. Press into the leg, open your chest to the left, left arm up and overhead. Reach for the right toes, revolved head to knee. Plant your left hand behind your left hip. Sweep the right hand up and overhead. Lift your hips, squeeze your bum, reach through right fingertips. Slowly lower back down. Slide your right hand down your right leg, open the chest, left arm up and overhead, reach for your right toes. Chest is open. Lift your torso, plant your left hand behind you, right arm sweeps up, pick up your hips, squeeze your bum, big stretch. And slowly start to lower your hips back down towards the floor. Cross at the ankles, roll over the shins, come back into that tabletop position. Take your right knee behind your right wrist. Bring the right toes over towards the left edge of your mat. So think about this bottom portion of your right leg being on a diagonal from the knee, or you can think about a 45-degree angle. And then heel toe your left knee back a few steps until that left hip starts to come down towards the floor. You would want your hips to be parallel and level here, so think about your front hip bones pointing towards the top edge of your mat. Pigeon pose. You can adjust this lower right leg as needed. So if you feel like you need more of a stretch, you can bring the shin more to parallel with the top edge of your mat, or if you need less of a stretch, feel free to bring the heel a little bit closer towards your groin. Once you're comfortable, take an inhale, and then exhale, starting to fold forward. If you have blocks here, it might be nice to rest your head either on a block, or you can rest your forearms on your block. Feel free to get creative here, get comfortable. And let's take about 10 breaths here. Use the space within this pose to really focus on your breath, just noticing or sensing your inhales and exhales, just to give your mind something to focus on. So you could even say to yourself in your mind's eye, I am inhaling and I am exhaling. Last 2 breaths. Slowly start to lift your chest, come back onto your hands, and then come to sit on your right bum cheek. If you have blocks, just press them forward out of your way for a moment. And then swing the left leg forward. You can place the left foot on the floor for a moment with the knee bent. So come to sit on both sit bones here. And set your right shin up so it's parallel with the top edge of your mat. And your foot is flexed, so the toes are pointing forward. Take your left leg and place it directly on top of the right leg. So both shins are parallel with the top edge of your mat. Both feet are flexed. Toes are pointing forward. This is firelog pose. So if this left knee is really high in the air, you can always take a block and set it underneath the knee just to give it some support. And we'll find our nice tall spine, crown of the head reaching up. Take an inhale. And then exhale, fold forward any amount that feels comfortable for you. And again, feel free to get creative with your blocks. Let's take maybe 8 breaths here in this position. Last 2 breaths. Slowly start to lift your head, bringing the shoulders back over the hips. Move your blocks off to the side or out of the way. Extend your legs out in front of you. You can take the hands behind you, just lean back, bounce the legs, shake them out however you need to, just to release those poses. And then bend your knees, cross-head the ankles, roll over the shins, tabletop position one more time. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Switching sides, left knee behind the left wrist. Bring the toes over towards the right edge of your mat, flex your foot. And then heel toe that right knee back until the hip comes down towards the floor. Hips are parallel and level. Pigeon pose. Take an inhale with a nice long spine. And exhale, starting to fold forward any amount. Use your blocks to get comfy. Adjust as needed. Let's take our 10 breaths here. Last 3 breaths. Slowly start to make your way back onto your hands, lifting the chest. Come to sit on your left bum cheek. Swing that right leg forward. And then align your left shin so that it's parallel with the top edge of your mat. Stack the right leg directly on top of that left leg. Both shins parallel with the top edge. Both feet are flexed. Toes are pointing forward. For firelog pose, find that nice tall spine, crown of the head reaching up. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Any amount here, get comfortable with your blocks. And let's take 8 breaths. Last 2 breaths. On your next inhale, start to lift your head, lift your chest, move your blocks out of the way, extend your legs out in front of you, lean back, place the hands on the floor, just gently shake it out here, bounce it out, whatever you feel like you need. And then start to bend your knees, place your soles of your feet on to your mat, and let's come on to our backs for a moment here. So feet are hip distance apart, bring your heels in towards your bum. Press down through the heels, start to lift your hips here. Think about lengthening your tailbone towards the backs of your knees, so no need to take the deepest bridge right now. We're not looking for a back bend, we're just looking to release through the hip flexors. So keep thinking about tailbone towards the backs of the knees. Squeeze your bum, lift the hips just a little bit higher. And then slowly start to lower down inch by inch. So upper back first, mid back, low back, and the bum is the last thing to come down towards the floor. Reach your right arm towards the back of the room. Roll over onto your right side. Press down into your left palm. Make your way up to seated for a moment. So let's set up in our Shavasana here. Grab your blanket. Extend the legs out in front of you and wrap the blanket around the bottom of your legs. So really press the blanket underneath your legs. Just tuck your legs in here so that it keeps them nice and snug and together. So this is just a little bit of a different Shavasana. Normally we let the feet flop open so the hips are externally rotated, but let's keep them together for this Shavasana. So once you're ready, make your way on to your back. Extend the arms down by your sides with the palms facing up. And let's spend some time here in stillness in our Shavasana. Feel free to stay in this position for as long as you'd like. Enjoy it. This is where I will leave you until next time.